Copycat might have been one.
They were all cat.
Should have
Yeah, I
wrote
think
them down.
Copycat
I
was one.
didn't.
Copycat.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I mean, this is me spitballing. Maybe the Traitors had to do something specific in the copycat room, like copying one of us, maybe mirroring us, and that's how they pegged us for murder. That's just me spitballing. Does that,
I think he said it happened after the round table, no?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Right, in a
We still-
breakout room.
We
Oh,
still
it's
had
a
time to
breakout room.
breakout
Okay.
room for like
Oh,
what
yeah,
was it,
yes,
20
it
minutes or
lost.
30 minutes or something.
because they're gonna
Yep.
still be the same names for the breakout rooms.
Yeah,
Right.
those
Oh, boy.
they're just themed throughout.
So Matt, what was the
night.
thing that you guys had to do last time?
So we had to go in a specific room. I want to say it was I can't remember honestly. This was last year, but it was a specific room. We had to go in and say a phrase that was in relation to that room, and we had to say it specifically to a player, and that's basically the player that we marked for murder. So if there was anything that stood out to you guys in the rooms, especially with the actual room names, that could be something.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, this sucks because it kind of takes strategy out the window in the fact that it's a crime of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're gonna look for like, I gotta slip this into conversation, or I have to, you know what I'm saying? Just like on the real show, where
Yeah.
it's not necessarily the person you want to target, it's the person you can get away with doing it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just awesome, like literally one of
If there was ever a moment where you were in a room with an individual, like just one other person, you know, that could be something to look at if you remember, if you recall from last night.
Yeah, girls,
Yeah.
I
Not
did
really,
that a
no,
few
I-
times. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
bounced around a fair bit last night, so
And she's like,
I really don't remember a lot.
and I go, told you long. I'm like, do I look like I could be his mother?
All right, who's got their Somebody. TV glaring?
Yeah, somebody needs to mute.
I think we were also, because it was after the round table, right? So
Yeah.
things were harder to sort of
Yeah.
remember or pay attention to. So that was, yeah, nothing's coming to mind at
Right,
least.
because we were all relieved at that point and we're just
Mhm.
chatting.
Right.
You know, nobody's got their defenses up looking for some sort of clue of any.
Does anybody even remember who they were talking to afterwards? Like, I don't remember what room. I'm trying to think.
I think I was with Tina at one point and maybe Rob, and we were talking
I was
about,
with Odd.
yeah.
It was with
So we
Odd
jumped
at one
around a
point.
lot.
Yeah.
I do remember a time after the round table. I was in a one-on room with Mike, but we were just talking about random stuff. Nothing that he said specifically stood
Right.
out.
I don't remember anybody seeing anything that was odd or not fitting to like what we were talking about.
Yeah,
No, nothing.
I don't
don't
either.
know.
All right, should we hop around and see if anybody
Yeah, we
has any
probably
insight?
should.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
coming.
get
I'm
everybody.
gonna hop around.
Yeah.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, dude?
How's it going?
It's going good. So a little tidbit that I've been mentioning, at least with the murder in plain sight.
Yes.
Last season, the Traitors had to do a murder in plain sight, but we had to be in a specific room, and we basically had to say a phrase to a player. But it was like such a random ass phrase that it was really impossible to do without getting some kind of sus. So we ended up failing that.
But
obviously
he said that they did successfully do
they
it,
did.
right? So
They did.
interesting. So I guess we should be on the lookout for anything that was weird there. And I guess I'm also in the clear here, given that I just didn't show up to half the night, so it would have been really hard to murder me in plain sight when I was, I guess, in bed, quote unquote.
You know what?
That's a good point.
Something stood out to me actually from last night, but it was during the challenge. It wasn't after the round table, but during the challenge when everybody was discussing the words that they got, one of the words were poison on one of the barrels.
Hmm.
So I don't know if maybe they had to do like a gesture or again like had to say something specific to one individual. If you guys recall any times after the roundtable, obviously not you, Matt S, because you weren't here, but
Yeah.
if Abby, if you recall being after the roundtable in a room with one other person, that could be good to know. Just in case. Definitely want to discuss. The only thing I can really say, I think I only remember ever being in a room like by myself with Mike, but we just talked about just random stuff and kind of like how the vote had played out. Nothing like stood out to me that he did. So,
But if you end up gone, you were in a room with him alone. You're saying
I was.
that's at the very least.
So,
that's also a decent thing to clock, because if there is something you have to do that is a little
That's a
bit
great
suspicious,
idea.
that you don't want to do it with a bunch of people,
yeah.
take note and maybe let people know if there was somebody you were in a room with alone, or like a very tight room. It might be a decent thing just in case you end up dead. That's a good thing. Abby, was there anybody that any situation for you?
I think I was in a room with Megan for half a second, right after. That's the only thing that I can think of, but it was like, I mean, it was like not even enough time to have gotten a sentence out before
Got it.
somebody else came in. So I don't think, and she was very like, sort of distraught about the
Rattled.
whole thing and all that.
Yeah.
So she didn't say anything that I thought was out of the ordinary.
But definitely something to discuss. Just recalling that. I can't
Mhm.
remember. I can't remember the room name specifically from last night. I mean, I do remember the copycat one, but that's pretty much
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, it's a lot to keep track of. I didn't even think about
Jonathan.
Jonathan.
I get moved from room to room. Hello.
I know.
Jonathan, we were just discussing the idea of if anybody was alone in a room with anybody yesterday, to just maybe put it out there just in case there was something that is easier to do alone and someone ends up murdered. It might give us at least somebody that you were alone with and that happens.
I don't think so, but
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Just
I mean, I
just
can't
as
say
a
for
clock.
sure. I've really I guess I wasn't anticipating something like this happening this early. So
Of course. There's no conga lines. There was no nothing.
there was no conga lines.
Definitely not that.
No, I don't think I was in the room with. I mean, but it's hard to say because sometimes you're in the room with someone and then someone comes in 2 seconds later.
Of course, I
You
know.
know. Yeah, it's hard to determine. I don't know. I didn't see any, and nothing stood out to me. I mean, I was also very frustrated after yesterday, so I was just trying to, not be frustrated and just and so yeah, I wasn't focused.
Yeah, fair. Just making sure while we have this time prior to someone dying, if that person dying gives us anything, then we might as well take it.
So
Yeah.
Matt S, do you think that you're on the chopping block, or is that what he was saying? It was between you and Brad?
Well, I assume I'm safe because I wasn't there after the
Yeah.
roundtable. So if there was a murder in plain sight, I was fast asleep.
Yeah. It had
Oh,
to. It
right.
had to happen in one of the breakout rooms.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So Phil's just a dick for making me wait till the very end, 2 straight roundtables, but I guess I didn't show up to his game very much, so he's just getting back at me. So it's just repayment from that, which is fair.
Very true.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi.
Oh, I was just about to ask Matt. I was like, was there a murder in plain sight last season? Because I can't remember.
He said there was.
He
said
said
there was.
yes. He said yes.
But they didn't. They had to say a certain phrase, but it was too sus, so they never said it, and they failed. But he said
Oh,
if one of them was in a room with
rings-
somebody and said
rings
the
a bell.
phrase, then that was it. So that's what we were talking about. If you were alone with anybody, because it might be a little bit easier to at least not get caught if you said the weird phrase in front of somebody. So that was why that conversation point came up. So yeah.
So Alex is
Mid conversation.
Alex would be
again?
safe as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that what he was saying? Alex would be
I
safe
think that's what he said,
because
because I think me and Alex were probably the 2 people missing for sure that didn't, and then
oh,
Casey.
yeah.
But Casey's long gone.
Well, that would also mean that you would have to be a faithful and Alex would have to be a faithful because you wouldn't have been there to make the murder.
I would like I know I'm a faithful. I can't speak to it for sure. I guess technically they could have a single traitor pull off the murder, so I don't want to give like a full pass on Alex. You know, full pass on myself because I know my status. But I think at least on that, I think the general consensus is that it might be tough for Alex to have been a traitor given certain
Sure.
limitations. So
Yeah.
I think at the very least, in terms of susness, Alex would probably be low on the list to begin with.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
So yeah, but otherwise, nothing else. Taylor, anything you noticed that was strange, weird? Anything yesterday post roundtable?
Not really. No, I just remember it being really tense, and for me personally, because the round table was a little bit tense, I was just taking time to debrief. I remember talking to Megan, like try to give advice a little bit, but that's about it, honestly.
Okay, yeah, that makes
I'm
sense.
gonna
Were
I'm
were
gonna
you
bounce.
alone with Megan?
No, it was a group of us.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that was the one thing I'm like trying to in my head, just in case someone ends up dead, that if I have at least somebody that was in the room alone with them, then it might have been easy
Yeah.
opportunity to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't think I was ever alone with people, but
Good. No,
I
that's
can't
perfect.
remember.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's tough. Tough to remember everything.
Yeah, but especially after that last friggin'
I heard it was chaotic and crazy and came
yeah,
down
it
to
was
tie
not fun.
votes and a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no, it was not fun.
What side did you fall on in the whole Megan Casey divide?
I voted Casey because well, one they weren't here.
Yeah.
I don't know if Casey's boy or girl, so I'm just gonna say they. But anyway,
Fair. Good point.
they weren't here, so and then I was contemplating between with the tie switching, but Megan gave a pretty good argument to why. I don't remember specifically what was said no at this
Sure.
point, but I was like, I don't know, I'm slightly swayed. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no,
keep my
I
vote.
get that. And like also it is one of those things that you could if the vote does not go your way, at least you're not doing it to Casey's face and then
Yeah.
have to live with Megan on the other side of it. So I
Yeah.
definitely get I think I probably would have done the exact same had I been present.
Yeah. I'm gonna go try to see other people.
Yeah, let's do it. I knew how to do this. I'll figure it out. I've only done this. I'll choose breakout room. Okay. Everybody's in every other room but me. Okay. Which one seems better? I'm doing the gazebo.
Okay. Hey.
What's up?
Hey guys,
Are we still in
how's
break?
it going?
Yeah, we're still in breakout rooms. Hi, Jillian.
Happy
What's
Monday.
up?
Too tense. I don't like it.
Not much. Everyone's saying about how, you don't want to be in a room with just one person in case or if you were in a room with one person yesterday,
Yeah.
maybe they said the phrase too and you didn't even realize it. And I don't know. Anyways, I'm just replaying yesterday in my head, really.
Yeah, I know I am too, and I'm trying, but it's like I feel like the round table is just so tense. Like literally the only
Yeah,
thing I really remember is like giving a little bit of a pep talk and feedback to Megan, being like, "Hey, like I understand yesterday was tense. I get it. Just maybe try to pinpoint your questions, maybe try to just zero in a little bit more on that." But that's literally all I remember, and that was with a group of people, so I don't really remember ever being
right.
alone.
No, I just sometimes the breakout rooms blend together for me, or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's literally the only. Oh,
Um,
okay, here we go.
all right.
Oh.